you need to buy an email list. And here's why. The email provides the basis of all of the digital marketing that is out there. It's the golden ticket. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go emailing every single person or just run an email campaign. That can be effective. But there's other things that you can do with it, and it really comes up to the creativity that you can come up with the marketer that's helping you out. Hi, I'm John with First Direct Marketing out of Bellevue, Nebraska. I just wanted to go through some of the things that I've been learning and share with you one of the insights that I recently had from the training that we even have for our own database list. We have access to over 19 of them, and we actually own one phenomenal auto file that has high quality emails. So I started going through the training a little bit more and understanding where the owner of the company, Joel, is coming from, along with his staff and the other co-workers that I have here, and breaking into their expertise so that I can become the best advocate for the services that we have and truly understand them, to know them. I already believe in them, but that in-depth knowledge is going to allow me to help more and more of the customers that are out there. So why is data so important? Well, it's because it's so versatile. You can use it for all kinds of things. And yeah, you can just buy a list. I get that. You can buy a list that has a name and has an address, and you can send a direct mail. You can buy a list that has a name and a phone number, and you can start cold calling. You can do voicemail drops, robocallers. But at the end of the day, there's some of those things that just get old, they just get tired. But you always have to be reinventing yourself and coming up with a new message, even if you have a core offer. It's the creativity of updating your offer, of updating that message, of making sure you're reaching out to new people and presenting new products, new services, or at least finding ways to have that recurring with current customers and making sure that they're getting taken care of. But where does that creativity come in? And I'll give you one example. And working with someone like me, working with anybody here at First Direct, can show you just how creative you can get. And it's our responsibility to make sure that we're having you think through all of the possibilities before you decide on a strategy to move forward with. Even the omni-channel approach, where you're trying to be everywhere, especially in front of every single candidate, customer that you have, that you're on their phone, that you're in their computer, that you're in the mail, you're in their email. And if they opt out, guess what? You can still actually use that email address, not to actually retarget them, not to actually send them an email. They've already opted out of that campaign, correct? Yeah, they have. Does that mean that they don't want to hear from you? Not necessarily, they just don't want to hear from the email. So you can still take that and still find a way to actually retarget them in other ways. And specifically, the one thing that I have is if you take an email, rather than just cold emailing a whole bunch of people, or even taking maybe some of the unsubscribes that you have, you can create a digital audience. And what I mean by that is you have all the demographics in Facebook and YouTube. You have the big lanes of traffic that are on the internet through some of the largest platforms that are out there, and they have volume. They also have the pricing, the premium pricing, to be able to get in front of those. And while it might seem that it's very cost effective, and actually, it is very cost effective depending on what it is that you're trying to do. But we can still take that email and look at all of the other sources that are out there, all of the other fields that we can play in to do that. All the side streets, the city streets that have your digital community there. And that's the analogy that I kept coming back to, was YouTube and Facebook and a lot of the big name brands that are out there, Google, represent the highway that is going through the town, the digital community. Then there's all the little side streets and the exit ramps that you can get into, and those present a ton of opportunity. In fact, there's probably more mileage on those than there is on the highway. And that's what I want to get you to understand, is if you have that email, you can create a digital audience, one that actually is going to serve the community, the digital community that you're looking for, that demographic, those types of buyers, the behaviors that are most attracted to your product or service. We can go target those and retarget those, and the key factor of that is having that email. You can put a video in front of them on one of their favorite websites. You can put a banner ad on one of the favorite apps that they're on. You can do geofencing and a whole bunch of other things. And honestly, that's where the creativity just starts. So that's what I want to encourage you to do, is why you should buy an email list. Because it's powerful, it's versatile, and you can do a whole lot more with the creativity than just what you would normally think with Google, Facebook, or YouTube. Now, those are great channels, but there's so much more that you can do. If you'd like to ask more information about that, please contact me. You can always reach out to me and call at 402-403-0013. Call or text. You can always email me as well. Find me anywhere at social media at Hello John Payne. You can go to hellojohnpayne.com. You can go to firstdirect.com. If you want to get into the training that I've been doing, you can go to nationalistservices.com. But one call to action, right? Just one. Those are all the places that you can go. Call me. Let's have a conversation. Let's start that conversation and see where we can go from there. Take care.